Hi, I'm Karen, and I want to talk about why ordinary is awesome. Ordinary is the way to go, and the opposite of ordinary is significant. And if you're significant or important, that is going to wreck your life. And here's why. The more you make yourself important or anything important, you can make that you're like such an important person, you have such an important job, and that you're really important in the community, and you can see like that's just like becomes exhausting and heavy. Or you can make things outside of yourself important. Like it's really important that you right the wrongs of such and such. It's really important that people vote the way you vote. It's really important that people see your perspective. All of that is draining, and it's like it leads you astray. It leads you into like fighting battles that are really just impossible to win. And even if you do win them, what are you going to gain? Everybody's going to agree that you're important. I mean, like we can see it in someone else's life. It's like, like people who are really cool people, and then all of a sudden they start being important at work, and now they become like a stuffed shirt or something, and well, they're just so important. So what is important when you make something important? Well, first of all, like take the point of view that nothing actually is important, that it's all just coming and going, and that one moment in time isn't more important than the next moment. Like literally the times that you spend at the sink, cleaning out all the time the garbage disposal, making a loud noise, reaching your hand down and trying to clean out the garbage disposal, which is not my favorite thing to do. But it's like, that's no less important than whatever, something, whatever, something great that I'm looking forward to happening, it's like the day I get married or something, I don't know what, as an example. But it's like nothing's really more or less important. It's all just happening. And it happens, and then something else is happening, and then something else is happening, and something else is happening. So, but when we make something important, or when we make ourselves important, or when we make, even if we're doing it from a negative point of view, like we're special bad, or we're special flawed, or we're special guilty, or we've done something that is unforgivable, or blah 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 blah. It's like we're making that really a big deal and important. It takes us off balance. It's like nature loves balance. Nature is always finding that equilibrium and balance. And so when we make something really important, it's like a teeter-totter that you're now just like plump. And you can see it with things like if you make like a writer who makes their writing really important, and what usually happens is then they get blocked. They can't write anything. Or if you are you make the fact that you don't have a relationship really important, then all of a sudden what? You're just focused on what you don't have, and then that becomes like a reason to suffer and be unhappy. Or you make something important that is just like, some quality of yourself that you think is so special. You make that important. Well, what's going to happen? It's going to end. Everything is just coming and going and coming and going. So, so there's two kinds of importance. There's importance that's internal and that's external. And internal, it all has to do with me. And how I'm so this and I'm so that, and I have this special problem, or I have this special whatever. But really, it's like, it is just a cause of suffering. It is a symptom of feeling like you're separate from the world and from everybody else, and that you've got something going on that not everybody has going on, when in truth, we all have the same stuff going on. Like, we're not special at all. Like, it's like, what's special about being a mother? Nothing. like you have your own unique version of it, and you've had your own maybe experience of it, but it's like once you've done it, you know, it's like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, but it's not really that interesting, you know. And you know, I mean, like hearing somebody's childbirth story, it's like, it's kind of cool when you just had a baby, but you know, after it's been like 30 years since you've had a baby, you know, you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's like, okay, you had a baby, so. But that's like the thing. It's like it's kind of a universal thing, you know. Every birds lay eggs, and dogs have puppies, and like whatever. And humans have, you know, babies. So whether you have a baby or don't have a baby, whatever, it doesn't make you that much different than any other mother. You're just participating in something that was an archetype thing that you did. So what? I mean, and I guess that's the whole thing about anything that we're trying to make elevate into some kind of importance level, like it's really important or whatever. It's like, what so what? It's a big so what. So when you are having a relationship to things that are like, okay, so what? Big deal. Actually, this freedom opens up. Like you're not inviting, you know, you're not putting something on a pedestal, which of course invites balancing forces to come and just knock it right off. You're not putting yourself up above anybody else. So what's cool is then you can just be connected to everybody, because you're like, hey, we got the same stuff going on. Hey, you have a heart, I have a heart. You know, you're growing older, I'm growing older. You like pizza, I like pizza. It's like we all have the same stuff going on. And that's actually like really freeing. It's just like, oh, okay, then since I've got the same stuff going on you've got going on, now I'm just going to explore some of the stuff that I enjoy doing and let you explore what you enjoy doing. So it's like everything comes down. You know, it's like anything that you're making important is you're just inviting it to cause suffering. So it's like, instead, if you want to be free from suffering, be free from the thought that anything is really that big of a deal, or special, or significant. Oh, that's a heavy word. You know, instead, just let it all be really ordinary and natural and flowing and in the flow. And if you show up, you're beautiful and I get to enjoy you, but I also know you're coming and you're going. So I'm not surprised when you wilt and you fade. And I'm not surprised when I wilt and I fade. I can let it happen. So this is like anything in your life. Just think about, just throughout the day, you know, what am I making into a big deal? And how can I manage myself so that things don't become a big deal? So I can work with things as they arise, and I don't have to wait till the 11th hour and make everything into a crisis and make everything more important than it really is. Because it's like, so often, like the things that are there for us to do, if we procrastinate, then they become like overwhelmingly difficult, and like the important levels then skyrockets. So instead, just do things as they come up, and don't make it that important anyway. Just allow it to be what it is. And, you know, so like throughout the day, it's like what's important. And then the one way to get like lower that importance level, if you can feel like, if you notice, oh gosh, there's this thing that I really want and it's really like causing me stress to think about it and think, oh, how am I going to work it out? Or when is it coming? Or, you know, like what happens if I'm, you know, like, sometimes time is a huge pressure like that, like, oh, I'm going to be late. And so then that feels like some kind of pressure that I need to get somewhere, like, and I'm under the gun. Just like, oh, how do you get out from underneath that? You know, just kind of, well, one, you can manage your time better and leave earlier in the future so that you don't have that pressure. Or two, if you notice you're caught in the middle of it, be like, okay, well, if I'm late, what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe I'll blow it and I'll have this meeting that I'm supposed to have. Maybe the person will be mad at me. maybe whatever. You know, just kind of think about worst case scenario. They hate me and they never want to speak to me again. Oh, okay. What can I do? Well, I can send a text and say I'm running late, or you know. So it's like whatever it is, notice where you're putting importance, and give yourself permission to like lighten up on yourself and make it not important. And so what I'm really offering is this key to being free from suffering, which is to lower your levels of importance, because really, truthfully, you're just living a life and then you die, and nothing serious is happening in anything you do. It's just life living life. And that is actual freedom, because now you're just part of life and you can just enjoy life and, in fact, let life live you. Like, take the pressure off yourself and just let life live through you. And what wants to happen is going to happen anyway. So just like you stop trying to orchestrate it all yourself, and instead dance with life as life presents itself. Like all the mysterious things that come into your life that you didn't see coming, that before you were making problems or making important and making stresses. Instead, just allow it to come in your life and dance with